During this presentation, I will briefly cover PBIS, classroom management, and parent communication. PBIS, Positive Behavior Interventions and Support, is a program which provides a proactive approach to establishing behavior support for all students here at Scurlock. Our goal is for students to achieve social, emotional, and academic success. In order to achieve this, we must, in the beginning of the school year, to the middle of the school year, to the end of the school year, provide students with positive classroom experiences to help them develop and grow. During the first 2 weeks of the school year, it is so important to focus on behavior. Behavior, behavior, behavior. Behavior is primary, secondary is your instruction. Your instruction is going to continue, but your emphasis will be on procedures and expectations. You will model those procedures, model those behaviors, model how you want students to walk in the hallways, model how you want students to enter your classroom, model how students are supposed to be at a voice level 0 when they're waiting in line to get their breakfast or their lunch. Model those behaviors and show students exactly what you expect them to do. Also, we will continue with Class Dojo to help reward and celebrate students quarterly. And Class Dojo is going to be implemented consistently throughout the entire school. Now, please have a classroom management plan in place that holds all students accountable for their actions. You got to think about what are your classroom consequences. You have to think about how are you going to handle those behaviors when students get out of line, because there are going to be students who are going to get out of line in your classroom. Unless you have that perfect group of students, you will have 1 or 2 students who will try to misbehave and do things the total opposite of what you asked them to do. Now, how are you going to handle those behaviors? You need to devise a plan to promote positive behaviors in your classroom. Now, I know you're thinking, well, what happens when someone misbehaves and my positive interventions are not working? Well, that's when you create an office referral. Your office referral, whoever, it could be the math teacher, the science teacher, the reading teacher, the music teacher, the PE teacher, any staff member completes the referral. And the referral is located on our electronic handbook. You're going to apply your classroom consequences first. You're going to identify the problem and you're going to discuss that appropriate behavior and your expectations with the students. You're going to determine what your corrective action is going to be. What is your, based on the student's developmental level and their history, how are you going to handle those behaviors? And you will contact the parent verbally or written. But remember, it must be done as soon as possible. The administrator should not be the first point of contact to a parent if a student misbehaves. And remember to treat students fairly and provide the proper interventions that work for those students individually. Referrals must be filled out as soon as possible. I know sometimes we get behind, but within 24 hours, we should have some type of referral written up for those students. Now, one low-level referral. Offenses that can be managed in the classroom, but they still need documentation. Document, 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 document. We need that documentation for those students whose behaviors are ongoing. Give a student a warning. That's a low-level referral. On the third low-level referral in the 9-week period, that is a major office referral, but that does not mean if a student gets 3 low-level referrals that they will be suspended. No, it's just documentation for that student's behavior. Now, what constitutes a low-level referral? Disruption, inappropriate language, defiance, non-compliance, misuse of property, physical contact, lying, cheating, minor. These are low-level referrals. This is more like a warning. I'm writing you up so Ms. Robertson, Ms. Damon will know about your behavior. Then we have major office referrals. Students should not be sent up to the front office for behavior. Administration will come and get students if their behavior gets a little aggressive and you can't control them in the classroom. Major office referrals, offenses that need to be addressed by administration. If you're in danger, you need to seek support immediately, and someone will come and get that student as soon as possible. Types of office referrals for major office referrals: fighting, bullying, possession of a weapon, drug possession, illegal drugs, stealing, attempting to steal, out of bounds. 3 low-level referrals within the 9 weeks, but that doesn't necessarily mean that students will be suspended. And you'll get more information about low-level and major office referrals at your PBIS presentation. Parent communication. Okay, homeroom teachers. You would make a positive meet and greet phone call no later than the first Friday of the school year to all your students' parents and guardians. That is 9/1/17. And you're going to make at least 1 positive phone call home per quarter. But hopefully you'll have more positive phone calls to make to parents. We don't want all our parent communication to be negative. So make those positive phone calls from students, even students with behaviors. Find something positive to call those parents to celebrate students. Your parent phone calls. I shared a document with you. It's called a parent involvement form. You have to document all your phone calls, whether you sent home agendas, any type of behavior information, your newsletter, grade level news coming up, the standards, all that you have to document in your parent contact log. Volunteers in your classroom, you log that communication. Notes you sent home, notes you received, phone calls you made, how many newsletters did you send home for the month, your parent-teacher conferences, if parents came in to help you with a classroom activity, if you have parents who come out to our school-wide activities, document that form in your parent communication log. And it's done. You have a form that I shared with you. It goes August until December for the first quarter, and then the second semester, I'll send one out for January to June. Remember, office referrals are located in the staff handbook that's online. 3 low-level referrals do not automatically constitute a suspension. Parent quarterly forms will be shared through a Google Drive and must be completed each month. And remember to have a great school year. Skirlock Bears, be great.